Okay, so this is a roundtable and we've left the rest of our time. We have about 15 minutes available for questions, discussion, what you thought worked well, what you thought did not work well, and whether or not you think that this might be something that you can apply yourself. So, questions, thoughts, anything from the audience? Yeah, please, if you wouldn't mind speaking into the microphone.
Not really a question, but just like a general statement. I'm a uni student, and one of like the big things that people talk about is not being able to understand the lecturers.
Mm-hmm.
So there's a lot of international students at my uni, and there's a lot of international lecturers as well. So it's really hard to communicate sometimes. So I think a lot of like everything that you guys did would be really great in a university setting.
Brilliant, thank you so much. And I think that TLAC's presentation shows that if you can train the dictionary on your own speech and on your own accent, that you can improve transcription as well. Yeah, great point. My fellow roundtable speakers, actually maybe Devin and Julia, I'd love to hear how you thought the real times translation went.
Yeah, I can start. So I'm perhaps a bit more able to comment on my observation of Davin's talk. So I was trying to do my own translation at the time of the presentation, so I wasn't able to focus on the English as well. But being able to see and hear and understand what Davin's saying in her in Mandarin, as well as being able to see the English translation, I thought that translation, especially happening in real time, was really incredible. I think because the sentence structure is a little bit different across languages, sometimes you see them do a real-time correction as well. But once the entire sentence has been spoken, I think the translation is actually quite accurate. I don't know if you have the same experience.
Right, so just now when I was presenting, of course, I can't get to see how accurate the transcription is or was. So really rely on in the audience who understand Mandarin to actually tell us, right? So now, but one thing is, if you realize my slides and Julia's slide, there's a slight difference, as in most of the things that are actually spoken in Mandarin are actually written in English on the slides. So more or less, there's a lesser chance of what we call miscommunication, right? Should the transcription, the caption went wrong, right? But for Julia, her slide is simplified this is one of the approach using figures and all that, and she supplement with a lot of explanation, which is verbal. So should the transcription not work as well, then that could be I won't say danger, but there's an issue of miscommunication. Yeah, that was what I observed, yeah. And of course, I forgot to say that both of us, we were using the Microsoft PowerPoint. So I think version 10 onwards, they do have this subtitle setting where you can set. Yeah, but the problem we run into is that Julia originally wanted to present in Cantonese, yeah. But for the spoken language pack available currently, there's no Cantonese, yeah. But they do have translated language. One of it is Cantonese, which I don't know why.
Any other thoughts about this particular topic from the audience? Please come up. Yeah, while Linda's coming up, I'll just mention, as I said earlier on, as I don't speak any other language except English, I found it just going a little bit fast for me. I think I would have benefited if the captioning had a third line because of that real-time correction. I wonder if it was, say, a different language like Spanish or something like that has a more closer sentence structure, if it would have just been easier for me to keep up. But I'm impressed. Like, I think it was really, really promising. Linda.
Yeah, hi. Anyway, I think this is a great concept, so thank you for bringing it to us. I agreed with you that it was very hard to listen and read at the same time, and there was disconnect. I'm trying to understand the Chinese but read in English. And I think if we wanted to do this, I think the sessions for people who don't speak English and there'd be simultaneous translation, they'd have to be extended, like speak slower, have a longer session so you can say everything you want to say. Because I think you're trying to squeeze everything into the usual 11 minutes, but it's not possible to read that quickly. And I think there's just something jarring about hearing something different from what you're reading.
Yeah.
I find that very challenging. Yeah.
I actually agree, and it's funny. I wonder if it's because we're just not used to doing it live. Like if you watch a movie in a language that you don't understand, you kind of almost like inhibit the auditory input a bit and just focus quite a bit on the subtitles. But I wonder if because, you know, the combination of we're most used to getting science like orally and, you know, you've got like the real-time correction and so forth, it maybe just was a bit too much for our brains to keep up. But yeah, I really like that idea too.
Yeah, I was thinking movies, we watch movies and there's translation, but it's dialogue, it's simple, it's not complex terminology, it's slower, it's more interactive, so I think there's something different about it, because there's something to think about. But I like the concept a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Did you guys also think about, what about just doing simultaneous translation orally? I don't know if there are,
What do you mean, sorry?
like, someone speaks Chinese, but then there's something that comes out and it's in English for the audience. I know you're thinking about
Yeah.
people who are hearing impaired, but what about just,
We didn't think about that. Do you know if anything like that exists, Tilak?
I've watched French movie, I know French. Sometimes I translate very quickly, in a brief to French person. So I don't have that problem. But deaf people, I don't know the answer.
maybe there's technology. I mean, there's humans who do simultaneous translation, right? They're listening and they're saying it. There must be machines that can do that, and maybe have both, and then I think that would be great.
That's really great feedback, Linda. Thank you. I think that at least getting to the English to English transcription, I've been really impressed with the accuracy of NowScribe. It was quite easy for us to set it up in our scanner. I have spoken to our radiographers. Apparently, at least in Australian MRI centres, having that screen, like a bold screen sort of thing, at the back of scanners is quite typical nowadays in the clinic. I didn't know that that was the case. And so really all that you need is an iPad and an app to be able to increase accessibility from that perspective as well. Tilak, did you have any other thoughts or take-home messages that you'd like to share with us?
I mean, 15 years ago, two undergraduates in my lab, they both hear it out. And they said, how can we communicate with somebody in MRI scanner? We thought of a good, kind of a acoustic hearing amplifier. It almost worked, but it was too cumbersome. This is NowScribe, it's much easier.
Yes, you were explaining to me it was like a long pneumatic tube that you ran from the console to the bore. So this is a little bit more easier, probably.
Yeah, exactly, because we need to find the right length. I know, we need to find the right. We've got all the speculum that goes to the ear and the character. It has to be unique to that person. This is universally viable.
Yeah. Okay. If you have any other thoughts, please feel free to come up to us and chat. And thank you for being. Oh, you have. Would like to? Please do. Please. Yes. This is.
Right.
Yes.
Thank you so much for the talk. It's impressive. I'm from a linguistics background, so it's about art and humanities. I'm doing interdisciplinary research now, so that's why I come here. And the most impressive thing is that I do interpreting before. And I will say AI translation and this transcription is already very accurate and fast. So yeah, I think it's a great success. And I speak Cantonese. I'm from Macau. And it is true that I've been exploring some models of Cantonese, and still I cannot find one that fits very well. But the thing I can observe is that sometimes I have to do transcription for my research. What the models do is that when the people speak Cantonese, they translate it into Mandarin Chinese.
Okay.
So I don't know how that works, but so far I can see models work that way. So maybe that's possible for your techniques too. And another thing, maybe this is a weird question. Is it possible for me to keep the disfluency in the in the speech to text transcription? Because people sometimes or they make some error sometimes. If it is possible, is it possible for me to capture those kind of error in the transcription? Yeah, thank you.
At least I will let Nikki take over in a minute as she's the expert, but at least for the now scribe in the scanner, as you saw towards the end of the video, Rufus and Richard were joking around, making funny noises and things like that. And it did very well with that, and that was completely off the cuff, including normal kind of spoken language errors. Do you have anything to add to that?
Yeah, so I know what you mean, like the ums and ahs, and if you want to keep that in, it depends on the model that you use. So I think NumScribe is based on the Apple speech recognition framework, and I think that sort of cleans it up a bit. So it gets rid of those ums and ahs. But I also have used, for example, the Whisper API, which is our OpenAI one, very accurate as well. And if you prompt it correctly, you can get it to keep all those in. So I have another tool which I'm developing. And yeah, it actually is surprising how much you say and ah, because you don't realize it, but it leaves it all in there. And so in some situations, like those conversations, you want to keep those in, you don't want it all cleaned up. So it depends on your application, and then it would depend on, which sort of speech recognition model to use.
Thank you so much. It's very useful. Thank you.
Thank you. We might wrap it up now, but yeah, please come up and have a chat to us if you want to. And yeah, thank you so much for your involvement. Thank you.
Thank you.